Hi guys, I'm Sonal and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share the recipe of a chili garlic paratha with you. So those of you who have watched my keto roti recipe know that it's a great solid recipe and I use that to make a lot of variations. So I'm going to link all these variations, all the parathas, stuffed parathas, rotis that I have made using that recipe. I'm going to link them on the screen as well as in the description, so go check those out too. Today we're making chili garlic paratha. It's one of my favorites and it's so savory. And you can eat it as it is, but that doesn't work out on the keto diet, so eat it with some kind of a protein and vegetable on this side. Let's go ahead and watch the recipe. This is 1 cup of coconut flour and some psyllium husk. So I'm adding 1.5 teaspoon here and 1 teaspoon of ghee, 1/4 teaspoon of salt and some warm water. So while I'm mixing this, I want to tell you, I get a lot of questions about whether you can substitute the psyllium husk for something else and what about xanthan gum. So I just wanted to show you the process of making a dough. I've already shared a recipe of a keto roti and you can go watch that. That is a wonderful recipe. It works out really great. In this case, what I have done is I have taken less of the psyllium husk, which is 1.5 teaspoon, and I've also sprinkled some from time to time, which is another 1.5, so about 1 tablespoon, which is still less. So you saw me rest the dough and you saw that it crumbles. That's not how you want your dough to be. What I did is at this point I added xanthan gum and I added 1/4 teaspoon and I added a little more, so a total of about, I would say, 3/4 of a teaspoon of xanthan gum. Whether you can make these rotis without the psyllium husk and the xanthan gum. So let me answer that question. It's not possible. You need one of the two things to hold the keto dough together. Once that is done, you want to rest it a little bit and it will firm up. Our dough is ready now, and like I said, if you want to watch the detailed recipe of this, how the dough is made and how a basic roti is made, watch my recipe for keto roti. It's a very popular video, and if you like recipes like that and want to watch more of these, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell right next to it, because if you don't do that, you don't get notified when I add a new recipe. So let's see what I do with this dough. Since this is a garlic paratha, I'm going to take a lot of garlic. So this is about 12 to 15 cloves of garlic. These are really small ones and I'm going to chop this really fine. So both psyllium husk and xanthan gum will work as a glue or as gluten in a gluten-free roti. And you can use either of these. You just want to make sure that the final product after kneading is a firm dough. So if you're making a coconut flour dough, then 1 cup of coconut flour with xanthan gum would be 1.5 teaspoon of xanthan gum. If you're making it with psyllium husk, then you would use 4 tablespoons of psyllium husk. And if you're using a mix of the two, try to take half of each of these quantities. Keep in mind that psyllium husk will give you softer rotis or parathas and xanthan gum will have a firmer texture, maybe like a thepla. Again, the quality of the psyllium husk changes, so if yours is different, it might be more powerful. I'm sharing the ingredients that I buy in India and as well as some of the links for the US ingredients in the description section. I'm also taking coriander or cilantro and chopping that fine too. These are the two toppings we are going to use for our rotis. Once this is done, I'm going to set it aside and bring my dough here. So here is our dough and you can see it's firmed up. I'm almost throwing it and showing you how firm it is. Now we're making 4 parts out of it and going to make dough balls to roll them out. I'm using a silicone mat. It's one of my favorite keto products. It's not a keto product necessarily, but it's something you absolutely need on keto. So these replace parchment papers, and especially when you're rolling out rotis or a flatbread, you need these because they stick to the counter and they won't move around. So you have a much easier time rolling your dough. So here is one of the dough balls and I'm going to roll it between 2 of those silicone mats. You can use parchment papers and you want to roll it as thin as possible because it tastes better when it is thin. It's very different from rolling a normal dough. Try to roll it into a circular shape. It will never have smooth edges. Now I'm adding some chili powder and also sprinkling some salt. I'm adding some garlic and the cilantro, and I'm going to try to stick it by rolling it again between the parchment papers a little bit. Now that is done, you can fry it like this or cut it into a circular shape using a circular cutter or a lid. Then take off all the rest of the dough and store it aside because we are going to make another paratha out of it. Now this is a cast iron pan. I've put my roti or paratha on it and I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of ghee to it and I am going to fry it. If you like it that way, you can always make it crisp. I'm going to just cook it a little bit. Now this is the second one that I have rolled. I've added chili powder, the salt, and I've added some ghee. I'm going to make a paste out of this and sort of apply it with my fingers everywhere. Little bit of garlic and the cilantro, and then I'm going to again roll it a little bit. Once that is done, your roti is ready. You can cut it the way I like to cut it and then put it on the pan. So roast it for about a couple of minutes. That is more than enough. None of the ingredients need to be cooked. And look at this. And this is all the leftover dough which I'm going to roll while my roti is roasting. So this is the last one. This is my pot of butter. And the roti looks good. Now at this point I'm going to add some cheese on top and let it melt on top. So this is one of the variations. There are loads of variations of parathas and rotis made in India. And this is a roti made from the leftover dough, so I just put it together and I rolled it. I just want to show you another variation which I tried. I tried to make a lachha paratha, so I've done the same thing: chili, salt and some butter or ghee, and then some of the flour, which is the coconut flour, and I'm rolling this how children make a fan out of paper, and then roll it into a circular shape. Put some garlic on top, put some cilantro on top, and this is how a chili garlic lachha paratha is made. But unfortunately, you want the layers to separate and for it to roast really almost crisp, and that did not happen with this dough because after all it's a keto dough. So I tried it and I just wanted to show you guys what I tried, but it's not worth all the effort because the normal roti just tastes as good as this one. This is how I ate my parathas with some kimchi and brain masala. Isn't it such a beautiful roti? And it turned out really great. It tasted good. It was spicy, it was garlicky, it was savory. And the salt that I added on top really definitely helps because it kind of gives you a punch. Try it out. If you do, let me know in the comment section how it turned out for you. If you face any problems regarding this, let me know, and if you have any questions, write to me. There is information about all the gadgets and stuff and ingredients that I use in my kitchen right under this video in the description section, and you can check that out. There are also links to all of this which you can check, and if you try this recipe, click pictures and send it to me. Thanks for watching. Bye.